Sorry about that. The video got cut off a little bit. Oh, that's the second time I press the button to cut off the video. Sorry about that. So the oil is hot. Let me make sure that I position my finger right this time. You'll be putting half the onion in the pot. You need just a spatula. I'll turn it this way so I can work in my left hand. The tomato are frying just a little bit. So while the tomato are frying, you add your peanut butter paste. As you see, it's very thick. That's the reason we're adding the water, because there's another recipe actually that uses the same ingredient. So if you just cook the peanut butter with that heavy cream of peanut, you won't get a sauce at the end. So you need a little bit of water to help lose the paste, so it will be water enough to be called a sauce. Otherwise you will be just serving rice and peanut butter paste. That's not what we are looking for. So the paste is in the paste is in the pot. I will just give it a good whisk. And this is a part where you don't need to do much from here. You will let it cook for about 15 minutes. Of course, we will fill that time with something else, but you will cook it for about 15 minutes. Before, you know, if you don't watch it closely, you will have a very thick paste. So keep an eye on it, and always add water if you need to. But you don't want it to be too watery as well. At this point, I will add the salt. Just about half teaspoon of salt. The reason I never put too much salt, because you can always add salt, but it's hard to remove salt if you put too much of it. So just about half a spoon. So in the skillet on this side, I have about 3 cups of oil, and I will start the skillet. That will be to fry the swai fish. The swai fish is a very tasty fish. It doesn't need too much transformation. So all you need for today's recipe is about 3 or 4 dash of black pepper and 1 or 2 dash of salt, like I already did. So while the pot is getting ready, I always keep an eye on it. As you can see, it's getting thicker as it cooks. So you want to keep some water handy to keep adding. So this is what you want as a final result, but because it's going to be cooked for 15 minutes, you can get the water to evaporate as you are cooking. So keep water handy, and we will close the pot for the next 10 to 15 minutes, and we will keep an eye on the frying pan to start dumping the fish, the swai fish inside. Okay, so at this point I have my oil is very hot, so you can use your tongue, and I will just put the fish in the pot. And remember, we will fry it for about 10 minutes. We use 4 fillets of fish. Oh, that's the sound of the rice being ready. We use about 4 fillets of fish, but if you get a 4-pound swai fish from your local Walmart, it should cost you about 12 to 14 bucks depending on where you are buying. So we are really talking about somewhere around $3, between $3 or $4 of fish here for serving, serving of four. So that's a very good dish. And like I said, the whole dish should cost somewhere about less than, I would say, less than $7 to $8 for a serving of four, because the peanut butter that we bought was about $3.50, and you can get uh, two meal out of it. That means serving of eight for a whole box. The tomato was about 89 cents. It was on sale, but let's say $1 per pound. One tomato should cost you somewhere about 20 cents. The fish, about $3 for serving of four, and then 2 cups of rice. I can't even know how to calculate 2 cups of rice, but let's say 2 cups of rice should cost you about 50 cents, because the whole bag of 20 pounds cost you somewhere between the neighborhood of 18 to 20 bucks. So the whole dish today, you can have four servings for less than $10. That's a pretty good deal. That's about $2.50 per serving. So for $10, you can have two full meal, lunch and dinner, if you feel like eating the same thing twice in the same day. So going back to the the peanut sauce, you can see that it's boiling. Always stir the pot constantly. It doesn't matter if you have a stick-free pot. Trust me, it will stick at the bottom of your pot, and you don't want it. So every 1 or 2 minutes, open the pot, stir it, cover it back, and then continue watching the cooking. Meanwhile, the fish is frying in the pot. So the coconut rice is ready. So, smell good. So, some of you might ask, coconut rice, how to cook coconut rice? It's very easy. Always remember, for your rice, if you want it tender, you have 1 cup of rice for 2 cups of water. If you are talking about coconut rice, you want 1 cup of rice with 1 cup of water and 1 cup of coconut milk. What am I talking about? So this is the one I use for the recipe. You can use any other brand, you don't have to use Goya, but this one is really creamy and really rich, and then it really smells like coconut. Some of the brand that I used in the past doesn't smell like coconut. So you mix, always remember, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of coconut milk for 1 cup of rice. If you're cooking 2 cups, you just multiply 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water, and 2 cups of coconut rice. You mix it together, water, coconut, and rice, in your rice cooker, and then you let the rice cooker do the job. If you don't have a rice cooker, same process but very simple. Bring coconut rice and water to boil, add the rice, let it cook on high for 7 to 8 minutes, turn to very low, and let it cook for the next 12 to 15 minutes. So you will have, actually the steam will cook the rice through the end. That's if you don't have a coconut, if you don't have a rice cooker. So you know that you need to turn your fish. When to turn the fish? You saw when we put the fish a few minutes ago, it was really a lot of bubble going on. You know you need to turn, you know you need to turn your fish when you get less bubble. That means you don't have a lot of water anymore inside the fish, and then it's ready to be turned. Because you cook 3/3 of the fish on the first side, you don't need as much time to cook the other side of the fish. So we will let it fry for another 2 minutes before we turn, because we still have a lot of bubble going on. Always keep an eye on the peanut sauce. sometimes you have surprise. If you have a small pot, the peanut will rise and then it will overflow. So you can quickly open the lid, stir the peanut sauce, and it will go back down. Close it back up. And put the lid back on. So we are about halfway cooking of the sauce. This is the part where I will add the 2 cloves of garlic that we minced before. You don't want to put too much garlic because garlic has a very strong taste. You don't want the garlic to overpower the tomato and the peanut sauce. So 2 cloves of garlic should be enough. And then because you want your green onion to remain crunchy, we'll be adding the green onion at the end, very end, for about the last 2 minutes before it gets ready. The sauce is a little bit heavy, but it's good enough for the next few minutes, so I'll be adding more water later on. This is a recipe that takes about 20 minutes to be ready, so I cut some part of the video where the sauce is just boiling, so you'll be seeing that sometime I cook. And we have the fish that is already golden brown. We will add a few more minutes. I told you at the beginning that the swai fish is a very flaky fish, so you don't want to put the swai fish right away in the peanut butter sauce. Otherwise, you will just have the fish all over the sauce and you won't have a consistent piece. You want your piece of fish, you wait the last 5 minutes to put the fish in the peanut sauce, just so the peanut sauce can get inside the fish, but not too much. As you can see, we are getting less bubble, and like I said, as soon as you turn the first side of the fish, you don't need too much for the second side. You see, if the first side takes you 10 minutes, the second side should not take you more than 2.5 minutes. So we will be taking the fish out. Always, if you want to get less oil, always put napkins at the bottom of the plate so it can suck up some of the oil. Once you fry this fish, if you can just eat it with hot sauce if you want, or just like that. It's a really good fish. And it's getting more expensive over the year, because the first time I bought it, I got a 4-pound for almost $8, but now the 4-pound costs you somewhere around $14. Of course, inflation is happening, but the more people demand that fish, the more expensive it gets with the years. So the fish is ready. It will be standing right there waiting for the peanut sauce to be ready for the last 5 minutes. And I'll be adding the second round of fish. I will save you this part because basically it's the same process as the other one. So the tomato sauce is almost ready. I mean, what am I talking about? The peanut sauce is almost ready. At this point, we are just waiting for the second round of fish to be ready. Remember, always drop the fish at the very end. This doesn't apply if you're doing your peanut sauce with chicken or with beef, because they are more stronger meat, so they can cook a little bit longer with the peanut sauce. But because we are using fish today, you want to throw it in the pot in the very last 5 minutes, so that way your fish can stay intact instead of having small pieces of fish inside the pot. So my sauce is almost ready, so I will turn it down to medium, and the second round of fish is also ready. So at this point I will mix the fish with the sauce. They will get to know each other for about 5 minutes, actually less than that. And I tried the fish, it's really tasty, really good fish. So the meat, I won't have to put this one aside. I will just drain it real quick and put it directly in the pot. So I will cook it on medium for about 3 minutes. I can cover this, turn off the heat, put this one away. As you see, I didn't use whole tomato, but that's the idea. You want to use somewhere around 1 tomato. So the sauce is almost ready. It will cook for about 2 minutes, and then I will add the green onion at the very end, so it stay crunchy. So it's been about 3 minutes, so I will add the green onion. Stir it and let it cook for another 30 seconds, so your green onion will be nice and crunchy. As you can see on my plate, I already have a bed of coconut rice. I will get a serving spoon. I think this one should do. I will turn off the pot and I will just pour generous scoop of peanut sauce on my rice, depending on how much you like it. I love my rice to have a lot of sauce. Some people will be like, no, that's too much, but I just like my rice to have a lot of sauce. So there you have it, peanut butter sauce with coconut rice with soy fish. I want to apologize for the technical mistake that I made. So this video unfortunately will be in two. The first video will be where I introduce you with the ingredients, and somehow I managed to press the power button of my phone, so it cut up the first video short and I have to restart the second video. Sorry about that. I don't have the material to connect the two videos yet, but you are looking for about 30 minutes of cooking today because of that mistake. So you can let it stand for about 1 or 2 minutes before you enjoy it, because it's, of course, it's very hot. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the kitchen next week for another episode of Follow Me in the Kitchen. As always, if you like this video, thumbs up, and then if you haven't subscribed, do so, and let anyone who might be interested in learning to cook that we are making easy cooking video in 15 minutes to 20, and it doesn't break your bank. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week for another episode. Bye bye.